Hey there, welcome back friends. Let's move forward. In our last video we have built this very simple, easy to understand application, and the URL is again very simple. It is simply localhost colon 8080, and when we click on these links, the links work just perfectly, and we will add the business logic for these links later down the line in this video. Alright, so there are a couple of things first of all which we will discuss. First of all, the application which we are executing, this application is a standalone application. We are not running this application on a web server, right? If we check the server tab, there is no server attached to this environment at all, but still we are able to run the application, and the reason is very simple. As we know, we are making use of this Tomcat embedded version of web server. So this is great that we can simply run these application. We can simply run the Spring Boot application, which is cool. Now, as we can simply run the application, there is no concept of context path when it comes to Spring Boot application. If I navigate to properties and show you, there is no configuration related to web project. As a result, the URL will be based on the base URL, which is localhost, and the port number, which is nice, which is cool. Now friends, moving forward, when it comes to STS, Spring Tool Suite, and when we develop application using STS, this is cool, but if we wish to create multiple applications simultaneously, then it is a little tedious to work with Eclipse. We need to create different workspaces and then simultaneously work on individual workspace. That could be little tedious. So we will keep this store as it is under our STS, but now moving forward, we will start making use of IntelliJ IDEA. That would be the choice of IDE going forward. So let me minimize this. Let me minimize Chrome as well, and in the desktop we have this IntelliJ IDEA. Let me open this up. Now friends, in here, using this panel, we can create a new project, we can import a project, we can open a project. Everything is cool, but where is the project? We don't have a specific panel to start a Spring Boot project right from IntelliJ. This is a community version. There is no specific support of a web application development too. Now how to handle this? Very simple. We will quickly navigate to start.spring.io, and this will give us a Maven project. We will go with the defaults. We will give the group as org.studyeasy, and artifact would be Samsung. Good enough. Everything else is cool. We can use any version of Java 8 is good. We can also go with Java 12. It is okay. Let us go with Java 12. That would be better. And when it comes to dependency, we will search for web, and we will add this dependency, Spring Web Starter. Everything seems to be good enough, and we will generate the project. And now this will give us this zip file. Let me bring this zip file to the desktop. Here we go. Let me minimize this, and let me click on import project, and on the desktop, users StudyEasy desktop, we have this samsung.zip file. Let me click on OK, and this will give us this warning. The reason being, it cannot add the zip project, so we need to extract it. So we will extract it here. We get a folder by the name of Samsung. Again, we will import, and this time we will select the Samsung folder, and we will click on OK, and this will give us this panel. This is a Maven project. We will click on next, and here there are a couple of settings. You can make the changes based on your requirement. You can also change the root directory. I will keep it as it is. Later down the line, I will make the changes. Let me click on next. I will keep the defaults. Everything is as it is. Next, project name Samsung. Okay, that is okay. Let me click on finish. Alright, so now this will open up this project, and it will also try to build the project, certainly. So now let me open this up, and now if I show you, there is this class Samsung application class, right? And there is only one line, and all of these stuff is something which is known to us how Spring application works. And when it comes to IntelliJ, we have this play button. We can directly run this application. Let me run the application, and even though there is nothing, but at least we will able to run this application. And when it will run this application, there will be something which is not correct. There is something which goes wrong. It will say that the Tomcat connector configuration to listener on port 808 failed to start. The reason why it is failed to start, because our application, our store application already uses this 8080 port. What is the solution? The solution is again application.properties file. In here, if I simply search on this, we have something known as server.port. And this setting is important. Let me copy this real quick. Let me minimize this, and here let me open up application.properties, and for the store we will choose the port as 8081. It is always good to make use of non-default port. Always give a port number to your application. Alright, so for this store application, which is on our STS IDE, we will give the port as 8081. Let me open up the Samsung application. Let me open up application.properties, and the port will be 8082. Alright, so now let me rerun the application, Samsung application, and let me also rerun the application which is the store application. So it would be like run as Spring Boot app. Alright, so you are getting it. We have simply updated the port numbers, and both the applications, let me check, both the applications are running. Alright, now if we navigate to this 8080 port, it will give us error. It is not there. But now with updated port number 8081, we will get this application up and running, which is nice. And if I navigate to localhost 8082, then this will give us this white label error. This means that our application, the Samsung application, is indeed running. Alright, so now let us quickly add couple of things. First of all, let me quickly add a new package inside this Samsung application. So it would be like adding a new package. Name would be resources, or the name would be resource. Here we go. And inside this resource, we will be adding a new Java class. And this is what? This is giving us all the information related to Samsung brand. So the name would be like Samsung. Alright, let me click on OK, and we will make this as a REST controller. Alright, so this time we are not making use of controller annotation, rather we are making use of REST controller annotation, and we will map it again. So the request mapping will be /Samsung. Here we go. And we will be adding a new class. It would be a public class. Return type would be a list. So we will return a list of devices. So let me add a class again. So it would be like a device class, list of device which Samsung produces, and name would be devices, or in fact it would be like get devices. That would be a better name. So it would be like get devices. There won't be any parameter to start with, and we will simply return a list. Now in order to return a list, first of all we need to create a list, right? So it would be like list of devices equals new array list. Here we go. And now let us quickly resolve this thing. So in here we will be creating this new class. So I will hover upon this, I will click on this icon, create a new class device, and the package would be org.studyeasy.samsung.device, and that's it. Let me click on OK, and inside this device package we will get this class device. This will be a very simple Pojo. There will be couple of things. Firstly, string name and string type. Good enough. Now let us insert couple of things. In order to insert, I will make use of the shortcut Alt and insert. So first of all, we will add a constructor. We will select this select none option and add a default constructor. Then we will add a parameterized constructor. Select both the options. Okay, and then we will insert couple of more things like getters and setters. Again, we will select both the options, and finally we will also add the toString method. Alright, so this looks good to me. And now again, let us navigate to Samsung resource. Let me maximize this, and here let me also add the package, and in order to insert the package we will make use of Alt plus enter shortcut. Here we go, and let us add couple of values, couple of entries inside this devices data structure. So it would be like devices.add new device, and firstly name would be, for example, Note 9. What happened? Oops, Note 9, I missed on 9, and then type would be smartphone. Alright, semicolon. I will copy this entire part, paste it once again. This time I will give the name as S10 for example, and it is again a smartphone. Alright, now friends, we will return the list, which is okay. Here we go. This is nice, this is good. And we also have the request mapping, but the request mapping is based on the class. We need to also add the request mapping for this method, so let us quickly do that. So it would be like request mapping, and mapping would be very simple. It would be like Samsung/devices. Let me save the changes, and here let me double click on this file and let me rerun this application. And if we have done everything correctly, then when I will navigate to /Samsung/devices, we will get a list. Let me show you. So here /Samsung/devices will give us a list. Fantastic. So our microservice is ready, and now we will use this microservice inside our store. So whenever the user clicks on the Samsung link, we will list these two smartphones as a list. So how to make use of a microservice and how to integrate, how to call a microservice is something which we will see in our next video. The length of the video is kind of little high, my apology for that, but in our next video I will try to keep it short. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.